Good morning and welcome to Temple Buddhist Center's Sunday meditation service. I'm Dave and I'm honored to be of service this morning. We hope that our service finds you happy and healthy, but please know that if you're struggling, we hope that Temple Buddhist Center can be a source of refuge for you as we open our hearts to you and your loved ones. Let's begin this morning with a few conscious breaths, taking a few moments to ground, to experience the body, and to breathe together. Conscious breathing is where you seal the mouth, breathe deeply through the nose, then pause for a moment before releasing slowly so the exhale is longer than the inhale. Let's begin. Breathing in, pausing just a moment, feeling the fullness of the lungs, and releasing slowly. And as you release, checking in with the body, just being aware of what is present and alive right now. Second conscious breath. Pausing just a moment, ventilating this precious human form, and then releasing slowly. And as you release, see if you can release any worry or concerns from the week, all the energy of doing, going, striving, accomplishing. Just allow yourself a few moments to cultivate the energy of being, not doing. And a third conscious breath together. And releasing slowly. And as you release, taking time to invite into your awareness the present moment, fully arriving in the here and now. Here at Temple Buddhist Center, we like to begin the service with a bit of chanting. Chanting is an integral part of every tradition, and it's not about being a singer. It's about having a voice. Our chant today is Om Mani Padme Hum, and Victor will explain that.
Thank you very much, Dave. Om Mani Padme Hum is one of the primary chants in the Buddhist tradition, and Om Mani Padme Hum basically in Sanskrit means the jewel is in the lotus. And I know that sounds rather cryptic, but it's another way of realizing that what we're seeking is inside, it's within us. And so this chant is also said to contain all the teachings of the Buddha. You might even recognize in Om Mani Padme Hum that seed sound, Om. In Sanskrit, Om is the sound of the whole universe. And it reminds us that each one of us is a beautiful note in a grand cosmic symphony forever playing. And so let's begin with a conscious breath. Together. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 With a smile. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Once more. Om Mani Padme Hum.
Here at TBC, we practice Western Buddhism. This is a blend of Eastern philosophy and Western psychology. And this new and exciting form of spirituality is dynamic, inclusive, active, and focuses on core Buddhist insights, mindfulness, meditation, and their practical application in our daily life. Our goal here is not to get everyone to agree on one lineage or philosophy. Rather, it's on cultivating a shared experience of mindfulness, oneness, and love. Whether we are chanting, meditating, or sharing from the heart, we respect that you'll participate only at the level that feels comfortable for you. We take refuge in the three jewels and acknowledge these core values as expressions of the awakened mind: the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We value awareness of our own Buddha nature as well as the Buddha nature of all beings, allowing a new perspective of this and every precious moment. The second jewel is the Dharma, the truth teachings that release us from fear and delusion and help us realize the true nature of who we are. And Sangha, our spiritual community, an essential part of growth where we practice the teachings together and support each other along every step of the path. Please take a moment to silence any electronic devices and prepare a meditative environment. And we will recite the prayer of refuge. We will recite this 3 times in honor of the 3 jewels. Together, in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. As we enter a time of meditation, if you have an extensive practice, then I invite you to practice in a way that is fitting for you this morning. If you're new to meditation, then we will begin with an opening dedication. We will sound the bell 3 times. There will be a brief guided meditation, and then we'll spend approximately 12 to 15 minutes in noble silence. And we do have some cushions available up at the front. Looks like we got about 4 of them, so if you'd like to sit on the floor, you're welcome to move up front. And let's begin by breathing together, conscious breath. Body, speech, and mind, imperfect oneness. I send my heart with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness. transcend the path of anxiety and sorrow, and realize the true nature of who they are.
And so as the sound of the bell recedes, guiding us, showing us the way to stillness, calm. If you need to make an adjustment in your posture or take another conscious breath, whatever you need to do to partner with the body to find a deeper level of gentleness and ease. And so as the breath settles in now to its natural flow, its natural rhythm, the body is relaxed, gentle, remembering to release any tension in our forehead or our eyebrows, letting the shoulders drop, and the belly softens, relaxes, unfolds. From here, we can bring our awareness to awareness itself. Simply noticing whenever the mind is distracted by a sound, perhaps in the meditation hall or out in the hallway or the lobby. Noticing when the mind is distracted by a sensation, like perhaps an itch, an ache. Noticing when the mind is distracted by, for example, a thought, or perhaps even a string of thoughts. All these things, they just come and go. They rise, they fall, they appear and they disappear. Our practice is to cultivate the knower, not the things that are known. Our practice is to rest in that vast, open awareness that is aware of the thoughts and the sounds and the sensations. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to add to yourself, nothing to take away. A perfect expression of consciousness. And so, connected to the breath, noticing the rise and the fall of the tummy. The body is spacious and light. The mind is clear, but yet receptive to whatever might arise. And the heart is open. We can move more deeply into our meditation. I close my eyes and I see clearly. I stop trying to listen and I hear truth. I am silent, yet my heart sings. I seek no contact and find union. I am still and move forward. I am gentle and need no strength. I am humble and remain whole, returning again and again to the breath, returning again and again home. So I invite you to remain in a meditative state as you bring your awareness to the sense door of sound, noticing any sounds in the room or the sound of my voice. And as you become aware of the sense door of sound, at the same time, can you keep 5% of your awareness on the still silence within? That silence which is not dependent upon external circumstances. That silence that is always with us. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the sense door of touch as you notice the feeling of your clothing upon your skin, or perhaps the feeling of the chair or the cushion beneath you. And as you become aware of material, matter, form, at the same time, can you keep a small amount of your awareness on that which is formless? In other words, can you be aware of awareness? Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the sense door of sight as you slowly begin to open your eyes, not focusing hard on anything, just beginning to open them slowly and allowing color and light to enter. And at the same time that you become aware of forms and shapes, walls, stuff and things, at the same time, can you be aware of the space around them? As if you were looking at a negative photograph. And can you sense the space in this room? Perhaps the space around the building. How they are not different. The space around our planet. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the breath as we take a conscious breath together. And as you release the breath, become present in the here and the now, in this time and in this place. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jordan. Good morning, everyone. It's very nice to be here with you this morning, and it was a delight to be hugging all the polar Buddhists as they walked in. And I also want to thank everyone who supported our mala bead workshop last Sunday. It was overwhelmingly successful, incredibly successful. It was kind of like that time when I was 8 years old and decided I wanted to raise rabbits. And so it was wildly successful, much to the chagrin of my parents and the neighborhood. So I learned a lot about hosting that particular event. And in the future, we have a number of changes and things that we're going to make around that. But it was a delight this morning because many people had a chance to take their mala beads home and finish them. And so they were bringing them in this morning and going, hey, I finished my mala bead. And they're all set. And of course, I had to bring up rabbits because Happy Lunar New Year, everyone. For those of you, this is the year of the rabbit, a sign of prosperity and abundance. So I wish that for each and every one of you. So our Dharma talk today, beyond the definitions. Oh, I brought a prop. So, You can look at something as simple as this apple. Oh, and of course, I forgot to say welcome to all of our friends at home joining us from around the world. So welcome, everyone. Glad you are here. So looking at something as simple as an apple, we have an instant definition, right? Oh, all neat and tidy in a box, put it on the shelf, put a bow, we're done. It's just an apple. So, however, looking with Dharma eyes, looking with a little bit broader perspective, we see that the apple is not exactly what we think that it is. It is not a separate entity. It is not a solid thing, nor is it permanent. The apple is made of all the elements that created it: sunshine, rain, dirt, insects that turn the dirt, the farmers that tend the trees and harvest. The apple is also made of all the elements that created those elements. For example, the cloud that changed into rain, the farmer's mom and dad. And so the apple is also the elements that it will become. Of course, the worms that eat the skin and the rinds, and you and I that eat the sweet meat inside the apple. So of course, this is a simple example. However, what about the definitions of self? How we define ourself? Maybe a little more easy to access is our definitions and the ways that we define our relationships. For example, how do you define your relationship to money? What is that relationship? You could instantly sense that it was either pleasant or unpleasant. That's probably the first thing that registered in your body. What is your relationship to your phone? Again, the moment you think of phone, there's a reaction in the body. What is your relationship to this moment, to each subsequent moment? So these are the definitions that I'm talking about. Is that my timer? There's my relationship to my phone. It's telling me I'm supposed to do something. I just can't remember what it is I'm supposed to do. So today I want to explore with you the idea of going beyond the definitions. In our Buddhist practice, this is known as wise view, or samadhi, wise view. It is the first step on the Noble Eightfold Path because our views and understanding of ourselves and the world directly inform and guide our actions. In going beyond the definitions, please know that we are not kicking these definitions to the curb. You see, because we need the definitions in order to transcend them, in the same way that we need suffering to know not suffering. So the origin of this talk came from an experience I had this week. As many of you know, I'm a caretaker for my mom who has advanced arterial dementia. And on Tuesday, I was cleaning around her apartment, and she was chattering about her brother. And so I asked, I said, Mom, you're talking a lot about Uncle Tommy. Do you just want to call him? And she's like, oh yes, could we? Now, you have to understand that this is extremely unusual because my mom and her brother had a bad falling out 20 years ago. They have not spoken since. He called a few times after the falling out, and she told him, do not ever call me again. So this was highly unusual, but I was going with the flow in the moment. So I reached for my phone, and I called and dialed up Uncle Tommy, And I said, when he answered the phone, I said, "Hi, Uncle Tommy. Today is a very special day because Mom would like to talk with you." And it certainly caught him by surprise. And when I handed the phone to my mom, she gushed for 10 minutes about how much she loves him, how much she misses him, and hopes that everything is okay in his life. You see, Mom had completely forgotten any and all bias. She had completely forgotten any and all definitions of the relationship with her brother. All she knew was that she has a brother. That amazing simplicity. That's what our practice is showing us, how simple everything is. And yet, here comes this overlay of bias, prejudice, judgment, past, future, stories, judgment, all this stuff that separates, divides. And in that moment that she was talking with her brother and gushing, it was I that was waiting for the shoe to drop. It was I that was waiting in fear for her to suddenly remember all the slings and arrows. However, she remained loving through the entire phone call. And I got to see that it was I that was defining this entire experience. Sometimes it seems that the beauty of the aging process is that we come to a point where we no longer have the energy to carry all the righteousness, all of the stories, the grudges, the judgments, the definitions. Things simply are as they are. What a beautiful gift. Now, it is ironically appropriate that the sorting hat from the Harry Potter books was a hat, because this is the nature of the function of the brain, to sort, with a capital S. Constantly sorting people, places, and things into categories. Things I can eat, things that eat me, places that are warm, places that are cold, things that are fun, things that are not so fun, places that are nice to me, places that are mean to me. Smoke bad, fire good. I mean, the list is endless, and it is constantly going on. Storing, categorizing. Oh, we have the whole world figured out. But I think that you can see that there's a problem here. Definition makes solid something that is fluid and ever-changing. Definitions apply factors from the past to the present moment experience, masking the true reality of this experience. Definitions can limit. So, in the same way that the mind is a wonderful subordinate but a terrible master, definitions are a useful tool but a heavy burden when we chain ourselves to them. How then can we free ourselves? Well, first, it seems that it is already happening collectively. Perhaps a form of evolution. I don't know. Over 4% of the answers to the question of race on the 2020 census, people responded human. A growing population refusing to be defined by geography or physical features. The movement of gender fluidity that we see amongst many of our younger generation. People who are refusing to be defined by gender stereotypes or arcane concepts of masculinity and femininity. Our definition of marriage is changing. Our definition of career, what is it they call it, the great resignation? All the people that during the pandemic somehow had a realization and just spending their entire life in a cubicle just wasn't doing it for them anymore. There's something else. Many don't know what, but they're open to it. Our definition of spirituality and religion. I think it's amazing to see how when you go back in time and you look at, there was primarily one religion and how it fractured into thousands. And they all do that. There's many different sects of Buddhism. They continue to fracture and fracture and fracture until it gets down to what the great spiritual teacher Krishnamurti said, truth is a pathless land. There is no one who can show you the path to it. Truth is found in relationship. What is your relationship to each moment? What is your relationship to your car? The person sitting next to you? Time. It's not those things that give us good or bad experiences. It is our relationship to them. But how do we, as practitioners, find freedom from what no longer serves us? One word: awareness. When I bring awareness to my relationship to time, I see worry. In seeing worry, I can transcend it. When I bring awareness to my relationship to authority, I see disdain. And when I see disdain, I can transcend it. When I bring awareness to my relationship to busyness and doing, I see avoidance. And in seeing avoidance, I can embrace what it is I am running from. When I bring awareness to my relationship to idealism, the way things should be, I see clinging. And in seeing clinging, I can release. The Buddha gave us a wonderful practice for this seeing. It's called bare attention. Bare attention. When we sit and we meditate, obviously we use the breath as an anchor for our attention. If our mind is especially scattered or agitated or distracted, place more emphasis in your meditation on the element of concentration, focusing your mind more firmly on the breath, the rise and fall of the tummy, or perhaps that feeling around the nostrils. Distractions are normal. Your attention may be distracted by a thought or an external sound or a sensation, and as soon as you wake up to this and realize that it has happened, simply take note. You can make a note like thinking or sensation or sound. Do not get upset, do not get disturbed, do not judge. And then very gently disengage from the thought or the distraction and return to your breath. When you gain a deeper level of concentration and focus, you can begin to loosen your concentration slightly and place greater emphasis on the element of mindfulness in your meditation. There is a slow growth and an evolution here. Allow your mind to be attentive and observant of whatever comes in to focus, whatever arises. Regardless of what it is, do not identify with the mental element that is arising. Simply observe them, like a tourist, and with a playful curiosity, notice what's arising. Oh, there's agitation. Oh, there's worry. There's planning. There's disdain. Notice what arises. Simply observe them. Allow them to arise as you observe them, and then allow them to just as easily pass away without getting involved in them. Bear attention. It's interesting because our spiritual path is about noticing what we add. It's not adding anything to you. It's not taking anything away. It's noticing the matter-of-fact, bare, essential experience. There it is. A car pulled in front of me. That's all that happened. Everything else that I add is suffering. A person made a rude comment. That's all that happened. Everything else I add is suffering. In your meditation, do this for 10 minutes and then take a break. Take 5-10 minutes, go get a glass of water, walk around, come back and do one more sitting for 10 minutes. And then end your meditation session and go into your day. Or go to bed, or whatever time of the day that it is. These are the tools that the Buddha gave us that are still with us after 3,000 years. And I'm here to tell you, after having done this for 22 years now, it works if you work it. And the joy and the ease and the liberation and the freedom is absolutely unspeakable. There's no way I can express it to you. All I can do is try to share with you each and every day. So much so that I have committed my life to living on donations and sharing the Dharma with every person I meet. Sometimes I get funny looks. So I want to end the talk today by sharing with you sort of a poem. I think it's a poem by David Karst from his book, Perfect Brilliant Stillness. The ultimate understanding is a seeing and a knowing rather than a comprehending. And it does satisfy all questions, though it does not answer them. Answers become as irrelevant as the questions themselves. Both cease in the seeing. Do not judge the questioning or the longing, the seeking or the sadness, the impatience or the resistance, the opening or the letting go. It is all the perfect unfolding as it is. Only watch it and know that you are not that. You are loving awareness in which all this arises. You are quiet, compassionate space in which the life that you think of as yourself unfolds. This still expanse of acceptance between the thoughts is all there is. That is what you are. Let the love that is this stillness that you are embrace you, overcome you.
Let's just take a moment to embody the teachings before we move into our loving kindness meditation. You may want to shift your posture or take another conscious breath. And today's heart practice is a loving kindness practice or metta practice. So some people like to perform some kind of outward gesture, such as the Anjali Mudra, or maybe just rest your hands in your lap. So let's go ahead and begin with a conscious breath. And bring to mind a full body image of yourself, of you. And silently repeat to yourself these words of loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe from inner and outer dangers. May I be well in body and mind, and may I be at ease and happy. Conscious breath. Now bring to mind the image of a friend. With that person in mind, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind, and may you be at ease and happy. Conscious breath. And now bring to mind the image of someone that you don't know very well. Perhaps a stranger that you met, maybe the clerk at the grocery store, someone you work with. And with that person in mind, repeat these words silently. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. And may you be at ease and happy. Conscious breath. Now bring to mind the image of a difficult person in your life. Maybe a boss, annoying coworker or neighbor, maybe a political figure. With that person in mind, and with the knowledge that everyone deserves to be loved and filled with kindness, silently repeat these words. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. And may you be at ease and happy. And a conscious breath. In the true spirit of Dana, the Buddhist practice of generosity, temple services are given freely. In the same way, if you choose to give, please give with a generous heart, meaning not in return for something you may have received, but so that others who may seek refuge in the Sangha may find it here in this temple. Dana boxes are located at the rear of the meditation hall. And thank you to all of our volunteers. And thank you to our TBC ambassadors, those who have committed to regular electronic donations. It's not about the amount, it's just that the monthly giving helps us to set a budget here at TBC. If you'd like to become an ambassador, just click on the link on our website or text Unity Temple to 77977.
Oh, and we have cards now in the back of the seats.
Oh.
One of our members said, let's make cards in the back and make it easy for everybody.
So there you go. The card in the back of the seat, that could make it a little easier for you. And thank you to Jordan for your beautiful music. And Victor, thank you for your wisdom. And let us prepare now to close our service with the Bodhicitta dedication. We will recite this one time together. May the pure, brilliant sun of Bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. And with our hands together in front of our hearts, let us go forth from this place, entering each moment in innocence, guided by the wisdom of our hearts. As we open our hands, open our eyes, shine our light into the world, namaste.
Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you, everyone. Just a few reminders about the post-service discussion group, which is as you exit the meditation hall to the left in it's called the Heritage Room. They'll be gathering there, and also folks online can join us as well for the post-service discussion group. And starting the first Sunday in February, is it next Sunday? Wow. My goodness. Matt is going to be featuring a post-service discussion group for the 10:30 service. So those of you who have been coming specifically to the 9 a.m. so that you could do the post-service discussion group, now you're going to have options. And don't forget cookies, coffee, and tea downstairs, crumble cookies brought by our very own Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. Coming up, I have decided that I want to try to do a Sunday spiritual film series. And so right now it's just kind of a pop-up Sunday, but if it takes off and people like it, we might try to reinforce it and do it maybe one Sunday a month. But our first one is going to be February 19th at 1 p.m., so it gives everybody a chance to come to service, do activities and things, maybe grab some lunch and then come back, and we'll be in this room. And our first film is the film called A Cloud Never Dies, about the passing of Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh. And it is a fabulous, beautiful look at how Buddhists perceive what we all call death or transitions. And so we'll do a little bit of meditation, we'll watch the film, we'll do a little discussion afterwards. And I was told popcorn's not allowed in here, but I'm not sure I can stop you all. Also, Kyle, how are we doing with the basics of Buddhism? I know it's filling up pretty quickly, but I think there's about, 4 or 5 spots left? Oh, 7 spots left. Okay. So, folks, it'll begin February 8th, Wednesday evenings from 6 to 7:30. It is online only. Please register on our website. And this is a wonderful class. We offer it twice a year. And Kyle does such an amazing and thorough job of really diving deeply into the origins of Buddhism, what many of the terms mean, and the different numbering systems that are used. So it's a great way to really deepen your knowledge of Buddhism as a whole in general. And it's also just great to connect with Sangha and to be with each other and just talking about stuff. Also, I'm going to put up here something that I noticed the other day was incorrect on there, so let me put this up there, and that is our quarterly day-long meditation retreat is scheduled for March 25th. I think I had something else up there last Sunday, but March 25th from 9 to 4:30 each quarter, TBC does a day-long meditation retreat. This is ideal for folks who really can't get away for a 4 or 5 day retreat. It's a great way to get your toe in the water if you're thinking about a 4 or 5 day retreat. And so it is in silence. There will be a Dharma talk, and we do a silent lunch together. So it's a wonderful way to deepen your practice. As always, Buddha and the Bean. Karen does a great job along with Matt every Tuesday morning. Tai Chi Cha has started. We did a pop-up Tai Chi Cha at the Nelson Atkins Museum Saturday, and it was delightful. And then finally, a full moon meditation coming up on March 10th from 7 to 9. And don't forget, every Wednesday at noon, you can join Temple Buddhist Center on Facebook. We do a 30-minute, well, it's more like a 20-minute meditation because there's just a quick guided meditation. Then we'll do some metta practice at the end. So if you're at work or just wherever you're at in the middle of the week, midday, midweek meditations. It's a great opportunity to reconnect with what is sacred within you. Again, thank you everyone so much as you go into your day. Go Chiefs!